morning. But how is all this going to be impacting our Indian markets? We have a team of research joining in with us to set you up for trade, tell you which are the important stocks to watch out for, as well as cues in the world of F&O. Vivek, let me start first with you. What are the market setup looking like today? As of now, Nifty implied open is indicating a gap up start.
Absolutely, Vinny. Good morning. And that's taking a cue from the Asian markets, all of them that are quite strong. Now, looking at the overnight cues, like you've been mentioning since the start of the show, the US markets managed to shrug off all of the concerns regarding the Moody's downgrade rating, and most of the indices managed to end with mild positives. In fact, even oil prices yesterday edged up higher. So Brent now trading near the $65.50 a barrel mark. So slightly green there, but still largely flat even as far as the oil markets are concerned. But let's have a look at how the Indian markets performed yesterday. Indian markets, benchmark indices actually underperformed. Both the benchmark indices actually traded with slight cuts, with seeing accelerated sell-off, especially as far as the last hour of the trading session was concerned. But what did well, it was the broader end of the market that managed to end with greens, and advanced decline ratio on account of that actually was skewed towards the positive, which were the sectors that saw a bit of a breather. The different stocks, remember 6 to 7 sessions of continuous gains. Yesterday, it saw a bit of a breather, and profit booking came by across the different names. Telecom stocks like Idea as well as Indus Tower were in focus. The SC expected relief did not come about, and Idea was another stock that took it on the chin, almost 9% lower, and Indus Tower too saw a bit of selling pressure that came about yesterday. Earnings reactions today that the market will react to post-market results that came in. Bharat Electronics, Power Grid, PI Industries, all of these stocks will remain in focus. Whole host of results today as we end near the earnings season, coming to a close, and on account of that, we will see some amount of reactions coming in, especially where there are quite a few large F&O stocks too that will declare results today.
Well, thank you so much for that, Vivek. The Gift Nifty as of now suggesting a positive start to the Indian market. Now over to Upasana, who will list out the stocks to watch out for in trade today. Good morning, Upasana.
Good morning, Vamakshi. First up, let me start with BEL. The company reported a good set of numbers above our poll. Net profit up 18%, revenue saw an uptick of 7%, EBITDA margin stood at 30.8%, while we were working with a poll of 25.6%. Now, Power Grid reported a muted Q4 and FY25. Revenue saw uptick of 2.5%, but PAT saw a downtick of nearly about 0.6%. NLC India also reported their numbers will be in focus. Revenue up 8.4%, EBITDA margin stood at 22.5% versus 17%. PAT with one-off saw a growth of nearly about 4.2 times. PI Industries will also be in focus. Net profit was down 11%, revenue up just about 3%, and margin stood at 25.5 versus 25.4% on a Y-on-Y basis. Petronet and LNG is the another counter in our focus. Net profit saw an uptick of 23% sequentially, and revenue up just about 0.7%. Eris Life also will be in focus on the back of its Q4. The company reported a steady Y-on-Y growth. Margins improved sequentially and even on Y-on-Y basis. Now, revenue growth stood strong at 28%. EBITDA margins saw a sharp uptick from 27% to as high as 36% on a Y-on-Y basis. DLF also reported a strong Q4. The pre-booking also saw a strong uptick there, led by the luxury segment. Net profit up 36% and revenue up 46%. And RVNL also in focus. The company has emerged as a L1 bidder for the orders from Ircon International for orders worth 178 crores. And lastly, Shyam Metallics will also be in focus, as the company has said that it will foray into wagon facility for 4,800 units in 2 phases at Khargarpur. So all in all these stocks will remain on our radar today.
Okay, Upasana, thank you so much for that. But what's going to be happening in the world of F&O? We have Mangalam here to tell us about that. Good morning, Mangalam.
Good morning. So yesterday, if you look at the trade, there's so much that happened, but still nothing happened. Why do I say that? Because if you look at the frontline markets, you have the Nifty as well as the Sensex largely unchanged, barring the last hour sell-off that we saw. Even if you account for that, it's just a 74-point downtick on a near 25,000 index. That's because on the sectors front, there was counterbalancing factors. One, we had the Nifty Bank, which was mildly outperforming by close. During the day, it was a lot more. And the Nifty IT, which was a bigger underperformer. So both of them pulled in different directions. But the broader markets are doing well, and that's giving the street confidence that there is support at lower levels, and the uptrend of the market continues. So you have the Nifty Next 50 doing well, the small cap index doing well, the mid cap index as well for most part of the day was doing well. However, there was some mild unwinding in the cash markets and index futures by the FIIs. Both the FIIs and DIIs sold some contracts in the cash market yesterday, a net sell of close to around 750 crores. And in index futures too, the FI sold about 87 crores. Their net contracts now stand at minus 23,500. Yesterday was minus 23,250. So nothing really in terms of incremental changes. Long positioning at 42%. All of this implies that the frontline index may consolidate irrespective of what the Gift Nifty is indicating, because 25,000 call writers still active for a premium of 125 rupees, telling you on the way up 25,125 to 25,150 would be the supply zone. But at the lower level, you have support coming in at 24,850. That's implied by the 150 rupee premium on the 24,900 put itself. It's about individual stocks. There was short covering on delivery yesterday after a good set of numbers, long unwinding on Indus Towers after the adverse news that came in for the telecom sector, and the two-wheelers have been doing well for a while. So Bajaj Auto saw some incremental long positions being added.
Well, thank you so much for that, Mangalam. But now